What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Inner Circle Podcast, episode 187. I mean, I don't have Melanie next to me today, but I have an OG, Shawn. What's going on, Shawn?
Nothing much. Hey, getting Christmas together, you know, cooking my cheesecake.
Cookie and cheesecakes. The last time we seen you? You was on for our Friendsgiving episode. How did your Thanksgiving end up being? Like, how was the food? How was the
Oh,
family?
the food. Well, me and my mother cooked, so the food was banging.
Yes,
And we just had a few people over, just my sister and my niece and my nephews and my mom's friend and her daughter. So it was just like a little quiet
nice.
Thanksgiving. It was really nice.
Was it cold over there?
Um, Kinda. No.
How is Rhode Island nowadays? Like, what's going on over there? Have you gone out? Like, what's going on? Catch me up.
Um, I don't really go out that much anymore. Just,
That sounds so crazy for us to say. Like, we
I
don't go
know. I
out
just
as much anymore. It is true. Neither do I like that. Like, I
uh,
do things. I go out, but not like. I mean, I do things. Like, people like to say like that. I know, like,
mm,
oh, you outside, you be outside, and I'm like, but not even. Like, I also be like, I'm a homebody too. Like, yeah, I be outside. Yeah, I may
mm,
do things and be intentional in the sense of like, if I'm gonna do, New York always has like something, whether a pop up thing or some museum or something. So yeah,
mhm.
I may be out and do things like that or go out to eat and stuff. But like, I don't really be outside like that, or in the sense of going out like we used to, like every
Mhm.
weekend or 2, 3 times a week, clubbing and stuff.
I know. I just can't. I need lots of drugs to be doing
To
all
deal
that.
with nowadays.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Ugh.
and to be honest, like, I'm sorry, but like, I don't. When was the last time I went out in Rhode Island? Um, last time I don't know. The last time, maybe a year ago. I think it was a year ago. It's gonna be a
Mm,
year when I was over there, and I went out with my bull, with Ram. Um, and it's just like even the crowd feels different. Like, you could tell, like the new youngins, the new college kids in town. Like, it
mhm.
just feels different. You're like, you just really feel out of place. Like, I really felt like very daddy grown.
I know. And the older you get, the more you're willing to just bop a person in their face for getting it. For spilling a drink on you or something. You just more willing to just hit a person. I know I am.
No,
I,
actually,
I'm gonna
it,
catch a case if I go.
it's the opposite with me. To be
Yeah.
honest, I feel I've mellowed out. Remember, back in the day, I was quick to like rah rah, and like now, not so much now. Nah, I'm a little more calmer nowadays.
I'm
A
just
little bit
like I'm
more.
just like get out of my space. I have a space.
Yeah.
Get out of my. I also feel like people know me enough to be like, get out. I feel like they should know to get out of
Yeah.
my way. Like,
No, but one of the things I did this weekend activity wise, Mariah
mhm.
Carey was over here in New York.
I
She's the
know. I
queen of
seen your
Christmas.
little
She's the
video.
queen of Christmas. So as we see, I'm repping my little Mariah Carey shirt there.
Mm-mm.
Uh, listen, I'm not I've always liked Mariah Carey. My mom was a fan growing up. I always heard Mariah Carey in the
Yeah,
household.
yeah.
But yeah, I went to see her Christmas. Um, what I keep butchering it. One, come all, one for all, whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, I went to see it, which it was pretty good. I have to say, I was really
I
impressed.
I heard it was just, especially this year. I heard it was just packed in New York. It wasn't. It wasn't. I heard people saying it wasn't as festival because it was just so packed. Like so
Well,
many people were out.
Well, on Saturday, yes, because it so happens to have been not only was it her concert, but SantaCon. You've heard of SantaCon, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Over here, so they had SantaCon as well. So yeah, it was it was definitely the streets was definitely pumping on Saturday, but
Mhm.
her show surprisingly it was packed because she has two shows. She has another one at Madison Square Garden again December 17th. this one that I went to see was an added show.
Mm.
So I was surprised that it was as packed for an added show for a second show, and I one I went with no expectations, to be honest. I went with no expectations. I
Mm.
thought like maybe she wouldn't be singing as much, or like she
Mm.
would do like that whole thing when like
Yeah, yeah,
artists get
yeah,
for that crowd to sing. But the vocals were there, they were live, no pre-recorded. She hit her little notes. There was maybe one or two little times where me and my boy was like looked at each other when she touched it,
She
nope,
couldn't. She couldn't hit that whistle.
yeah, the
Yeah.
whistle.
Mm.
But for the most part, she did amazing. I was really surprised. I've seen her before when she did the Global Citizens Festival
Mm-hmm.
last year. But obviously, those festivals, these artists only come out and do like 4 or 5 songs the most. But so this was like it was cool to see a full concert. Although it was, I would say, 85% Christmas songs.
Yeah.
Then
Well, that's
yeah, yeah.
that's her moneymaker.
But she did do some songs, some regular hits. I was excited to see. And the biggest thing that was a big surprise. Well, your boy, I say your boy because Janet dated him. And rumors are that Janet's back with him. But anyways, your boy Jermaine Dupri
Mm-hmm.
popped up as a surprise at the beginning of Mariah's show. But then
There's
the
no good
bigger
loving like an ugly nigga. Sometimes you. Sometimes it just.
and maybe you never know what's going. What
Yeah,
he's working
sometimes
with, too.
they be the pack. They be packing.
They be
You
the
be
one.
like, damn, but you know, Butterface. You be like, oh, Butterface.
Lights off, lights off.
Yeah.
Turn the lights off. No, but he was there. But the bigger surprise was Ariana Grande and Jennifer Hudson. They came out and
Um,
did the song "Oh Santa" with her that they have together, and that was the first time them performing it ever live. So that was
I wonder if
pretty cool.
Mariah feels like she has to like compete with with
Ariana,
Ariana. Like when Ariana does the whistle, she has to do the whistle too. You
yeah,
know?
no, yeah, no. Well, my boy noticed that during Jennifer Hudson's part, like there was a little part of Jennifer Hudson where her mic wasn't on, and I'm like, well, in my head, I'm like, well, I wouldn't be surprised if Mariah's like, I can see it though. I
Well,
can see
Jennifer,
Mariah.
I don't know. Jennifer Hudson, I feel like she a different tone than Mariah.
You're right.
I
You're right.
see, thing
More
as
Ariana
more.
Grande. Yeah,
Yeah, Ariana Grande
more
more
of
of
a threat.
a competition
Yeah,
because as soon as
correct.
she came out, they were comparing her.
Absolutely, and she did. I'm sorry. Like when I first heard, what was that song? Her first song, "You a bad boy, and you know it." No, 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 no. The one that
Mhm.
samples, basically had a sample. But I thought, wow, this girl sounds like Mariah. And then I was watching old interviews when like Ariana first came out,
Mhm.
and they were asked Mariah, and Mariah, Shady Mariah Carey,
Who's her?
Meg.
Who's that? I don't know her.
But I'm glad. I'm glad they worked together, and I'm glad that I was able to see that, witness it, both of
Mhm.
them. I've never seen Ariana live or Jennifer Hudson, so that was pretty cool. And the funny thing is that my boy was like, "Oh, I want to." One of his big people to see is Jennifer Hudson, and like,
Mhm.
boom. Although she only came out for the one song, but it was like, wow, he spoke about it. It came to existence. Um, but yeah, that was a cool show to see. Mariah Carey. Now, Nicki Minaj dropped her album, someone that Mariah Carey worked with back then, infamously on American Idol. Because remember their little feud back and forth back then.
Yeah. Oh god.
Anyways, but someone who just dropped an album, her long anticipated album, Pink Friday 2, Nicki Minaj. It came out this past Friday. I gotta ask you, did you listen to it? Did you care to listen to
No,
it?
I'm not a Barb.
Well, I
Sorry.
mean, I'm not a barber either, but
But and I'm not a Barb, and I don't know. It's just I don't know. When I hear it, I'll hear it. I don't know. I'm not. I'm not gonna go run out to listen to it. I don't
I
know.
get it. No, I get it. So I mean, some people I think for me, sometimes I gotta listen and stuff for talk about it or for the sake of the show, whatever. But for the most part, I'm not gonna even lie and sit here in front. Like I've bought Nicki Minaj albums back then when people bought albums, and I still buy
Mhm.
albums, but it really depends now who I spend my money on. But I've owned Nicki Minaj's previous albums. The last one, Queen, that I watched, honestly, I don't think it was that great. So I was rooting for her, and not that this album is better than her last one for sure.
Mhm.
But I don't know. Upon first listen, I was like, eh. As the weekend went on, as background music, getting ready, I did have it on, listening to it. Um, and there's a few songs I do like. There's a few songs I do stand out. Cowgirl, Forward from Trini, Needle with Drake, and the song My Life. But I do have to also say she went on like a sample spree. Like if whenever you do listen to it, like there's a song that samples just girls just want to have fun. There's another song that samples Rapture by who sings that song Rapture? Um you know that song. They used to play at freaking retro night all the time. Um I'm having a brain fart of the people who
No,
sing Rapture.
no. Well,
Um
I don't know.
Blondie.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I know.
No, but
Yeah,
she sampled a lot on the album.
it's
A lot of
I don't
samples.
know. I, a lot of her public actions have like thrown me off. So I wasn't. I don't know.
And
I
that's
like she's always fighting with somebody, and I'm like, ugh, why? And then I'm like, and then I expect like a song to be about somebody or about a bunch of people who she's gonna talk shit about, and I'm just like, I don't want to hear that. You know,
but that's what
I
rap's
think I'm
about
more
though.
into like no
Hip
rap.
hop and rap is basically
It's not about dissing each other.
not always.
It's about like showing the life, showing your life. It's kind of more about poetry and stuff. It's not about trying to diss each other. Who's the better? Who's gonna diss each other better? Because I don't know. I feel like it's stupid. It was good when it was when it was natural, but it seems forced now. I feel
Right.
like she's fighting people just to fight with people. Like I feel like I don't understand why her and what's the other girl?
Cardi B.
Cardi B. I don't understand why they're not they don't get along because they seem like the same type of
Mhm.
you know I thought they would be getting along because they're all about you
Yeah.
know
Well, and speaking of, well, we'll get more into Cardi B in a second too. But I don't know. I mean, surprisingly, the album is smashing. Supposedly, making what is it? Say like history sales and breaking records.
Mhm.
I guess for Spotify, biggest hip hop debut stream for a female artist on Spotify, over 500,000 streams. I guess supposedly. Um, that weekend. So she's definitely breaking records. There's still a few days of
Mhm.
recording to see how much she sells overall, physical sales and streams, and the way things are calculated nowadays. But
Yeah.
she's definitely gonna debut at number one. She's definitely gonna debut at number one now. A lot of things that people are saying, and I have to agree too, like the rollout. Remember back in the days when the artists released albums, but you knew ahead of time that people were releasing albums.
Mhm.
Like you knew 5 months ahead, fucking Janet Jackson was gonna drop an album because there was a single already out, most likely,
Hmm.
and then it was anticipation that the promoting, or you see that artist doing shows and saying, yeah, my album's dropping in 2 months or blah blah blah. Like you've seen bigger rollouts. Do you feel, I don't know if you keep up with it or have noticed it, where like nowadays, like you don't really feel like a big rollout. Like albums come out and you're like, oh, this person dropped an album?
But
Oh, okay, I'll listen.
I feel like nowadays because of the digital age,
Ooh.
they're scared about it being bootleg before they can even get it out themselves. Because I remember I forget what artist had to push his album back so he could put more songs on it because his album got pre-released. Well,
You're right. You're right. I mean, that's happened to a lot of people. You're right. Like the people, yes, that's so true. We
Mm-hmm.
used to hear way more back in the day. And the last time I remember an artist being impacted big time by this was when Madonna released Rebel Heart. And basically that whole album was leaked
Mm-hmm.
before like 2 months before, a month, excuse me, a good month and a half before it was supposed to come out that January of that year. And she basically had to like retweet, like, so that's very true. That's very true. And you don't really hear nowadays with things leaking, and that's why artists just drop it. I
Mm-hmm.
forgot about that age of the leaking. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
that's
right.
how it is.
You're right. That's so funny. That's so funny you mentioned that. Because back then, people and for the newer kids, if the newer kids listen to us, back then, like yes, there was such a thing. We had like BearShare, we had LimeWire, we had all those freaking illegal places where you could go download your
Yeah.
music. And back then, like artists would have albums out coming out and literally will get leaked a week before, 2 weeks. And some artists had the bad fucking luck where it would be like a whole the album was supposed to come out a month and a half later or a month and it was already online. So
But
um
the best part about that was the we used to get the unreleased songs that
yeah.
remember the Chris Brown song that he made for the Pussycat Dolls?
Oh
And he
yes, yes,
sang
yes,
it
yes. And he
and
sang
he sang it with the with using like
the he pronouns.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, the Hebrew
Like
now.
if it was a girl say like he sung
Yeah,
it for like the girl.
yeah.
Wasn't it what was that song? Was it Painted Windows?
No, it was
We loved it too though, because we used to listen to we loved the
It was
Pussycat Dolls
something about
version.
cats. It was something like, did it have to do with cats or something like that?
Wow, that's gonna bother me a
Yeah,
little bit. But Chris Brown song for the Pussycat Dolls.
yeah. We used to
Um,
bang. Yeah, we
we
used to
used to
bump
listen to
that.
that a lot. We used to listen to that a lot. So people forget that again. People forget that Chris Brown, like
Yeah,
he
he's
writes songs. Um, wait, no. Oh, Captive.
yeah,
Is it Captive?
captive.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yes.
I gotta listen to that after the show. That's a good throwback. That's definitely a good throwback. But Captive. Yes, 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 yes. But but yeah, I mean that's totally true. Going back to Nicki thing and like maybe like the rollout, it's I guess people don't
Mhm.
want things leaking and stuff. But actually, but funny enough, and I found it very weird. She released her album Pick Friday 2 on Friday, and which happened to be her birthday as well. So happy belated birthday to Nicki Minaj. That was very clever. I love when artists do that, like where their birthday falls on a day that the album releases, so they like what is it tactfully release it on that day.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
I mean it's been done before. Britney Spears did it with Circus. She released it on her birthday that year. Um, but with that being said, excuse me. Listen, I have to add. I'm coming down. I work with kids, and I
I
feel like I'm
know.
coming down with
They're
some
germ monsters. Yeah.
exactly Germ City. So it's
Mhm.
like today I had to like not complete my full work day to come and rest before the podcast because I'm committed to this shit. So it's like,
Mhm.
so excuse me if I hear a call for here like, but
Yeah, I spray my niece down before she comes in the house.
not spray her down
Yes, I do.
with Lysol.
Yeah.
No, but um, on to Nicki. What was I saying about Nicki Minaj or trying to wrap this up with Nicki? Um, basically, she's gonna be number one. I
Yeah.
lost my train of thought with that one. She's gonna
Yeah.
be number one. But who surprisingly, and some people, I like to read comments sometimes. Like sometimes I really do like going when someone posts something or a certain things happening. I really go in there like the Michael Jackson meme and
Mhm.
like the popcorn and like to read comments. So Cardi B, which we were just saying about the talk about them
Yeah.
not getting along, Nicki and Cardi B. I think those two will be like a good. There are day and age Foxy Brown and Little Kim. They
Yeah.
really are. There are well, not our day and age, the newer generation's day and age. Well, no, Nicki Minaj came out with
Um,
big. No, well, whatever. There are day and age Foxy Brown and Little Kim because Little Kim and Foxy Brown was our day and age. Although we were kids.
Oh, wow. I don't
We were
know.
kids when
I
Foxy Brown came
remember.
out.
I remember. I don't know. I remember Little Kim not really having that much competition. To say Foxy Brown was competition, even I looked down on her. No,
No, stop it. Foxy Brown had
no,
some songs.
no,
Foxy Brown
no.
had.
I loved her. I loved her as a kid. I remember because I got snuck in to my parents, my not my parents, my grandparents nightclub because they had the Hot 106 and then they
Oh,
had
I
the
remember
after
how.
party at my grandparents club and she was gonna be there. So I snuck it. I got snuck in and I got to see her and meet her. I was
Little
like,
Kim.
yes, yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen Little Kim twice. Not me. I never met her, but twice at New York clubs that she performed at. That she went
Mm.
to twice. But
Post post surgery or
oh, post surgery.
yeah.
Yeah, it was later on.
Um, I got to see, I got to see her.
Yeah. Original Kim.
The original. Oh yeah, I
The
got to.
original doll. Like how
Yeah,
many licks when she was a doll.
yeah.
But um, Cardi B. Going back to Cardi B. She announced officially that her and Offset are done joined. That she's been single for a little bit now. Some barbs are pissed about this because some barbs feel that, ironically, maybe tactfully,
Mhm.
um, Cardi B decided to spill this on the weekend that Nicki Minaj is releasing her album Pick Friday 2 for attention or to take attention from Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj aside, what are your thoughts on Cardi B um, basically spilling to the world that she's been single and she's no longer with Offset?
I'd be like Cardi B and just be in trouble all the time because I'm like out of sight, out of mind. I'm gonna announce my shit when I want to announce my shit, and I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, he was just trying to." I can see that, you know. And she thinking about her own life. She's getting to breaking up. She don't have time to be having Nicki Minaj in her like renting
Right,
space in her
free
mind.
in her mind, yeah.
Yeah, like come on. I especially when you're breaking up with somebody who you was off and on with and have a kid with, which is a
Two
big
kids on
deal.
top.
Yeah, two kids. And so I can't see her just being like, "Oh, she's releasing her album. Let me tell everybody we're breaking up officially." Like,
It's
ugh.
true. Listen, I get it. Like, I'm not saying that was the case. I get it. Again, I like. I like to get other people's opinion and just see what other people are talking
Mhm,
about. Even though sometimes comments out there, depending on the topics and things, are disgusting, but like I still like to see the mind of other people. I'm telling you, I've said this before on the show. I wanted to be a psychologist, and I feel like even with my job now that I do, I'm many things. Psychology, a lot of things. But I just like to get into people's mind, and yeah, some people think that. Some people think that. I agree with you. The bitch just wanted to say it now, especially because
mhm,
supposedly now I don't know if you know about this and you stay too much into the gag stuff and the T and the 411 out there, but supposedly Offset, Blueface, you know Blueface, Tatiana
mhm,
and Christian Rock, um, another toxic on and off people. Well, anyways, Blueface is accusing Christian Rock, if I'm pronouncing her name right, that she cheated on him and slept with Offset back in like November or October, November.
mhm.
So I think in that, and he tweeted this past week, and so I feel like a lot has been going on with many different parties where maybe Cardi B's like, listen, I know, yeah, this shit's going on, but I've been single for a while. So I agree with you. Maybe she just like you, like she just said it to say it, or because of the bullshit with the rumors and who he slept
I
with.
think, and plus she probably gets tired. Like I feel like it if she could go on tour, this is how I feel. If she can go on tour and not sleep with no random nigga, then he should be able to go on tour and not sleep with no random bitch. That's and so she has right to be mad that he cheated. And I know people are like, "Oh, he's a rapper." You know how it, you know how they are. You know, women just throw themselves. I can see men throwing themselves at Cardi B.
No, I agree. I agree. But we'll see. I mean, Cardi B and Offset are a couple that
Yeah, but
unfortunately have been
yeah,
on and off. Like another,
and I
I don't
think
want to
that,
call it
and
toxic,
I
but
think having sex with somebody that close to her inner circle kind of was like the last straw.
true. I mean, I don't know how close Christian Rock
But you
is,
know,
like
it's
level wise, but I get what you mean.
you know you know he's part of his group, and that's she probably sees them as family, but maybe not the girl.
Well, Blueface, you think she sees her? Blueface is still over here too. To be
Well,
honest,
he's part of the group, so she has to see him like more than she probably wants to.
no, Blueface is not part of all
Oh,
Migos. He's that
oh,
guy who sung Tatiana.
I don't know. There's
Um,
too many people. Mm.
there's too many people, but I'm trying to find. I don't know if you heard the top 10 U.S. states with the highest population of LGBTQ plus adults. You have to throw the adults because they always put the
No,
final number.
it's probably California, New York,
Um, did you hear
Florida.
about it? Actually,
No,
surprisingly, it's not New York. Surprisingly, I thought it was New York, and surprisingly, it's not. I thought New York would be one of them, but they break it down into the the whole lingo talk of per capita,
mm.
etc., etc. Um, those big words. But I'm trying to find it now. But why would you automatically say California or New York?
I feel like a lot of people I know moved to either California or New York.
Very true. But with that
Uh,
being, yeah.
Atlanta too.
Ooh, ooh. Now that I have it pulled up, you're gonna be very surprised. You ready? You ready for this? Actually, let me.
Hmm.
This is something I definitely want to, you know. Um, Here we go. Hold on to your pearls, because here are the top 10 states with the largest number of LGBTQ. They keep adding. I'm sorry.
I know.
I'm under this umbrella, and I'm being
Just say
supported.
LGBTQ plus. That's all
Like
you have to say.
it is
You don't have to say the
L-
other ones.
LGBTQIA. Like
Yeah, no. Just say LGBTQ plus. That's
I'm
all.
under the umbrella. And I'm about progressiveness and getting better with times. But come on,
I
hold
stop
on.
at the Q and I just say
Anyways,
plus.
let's get into it. Here are the top 10 ones. I'm surprised by this. Number 10, Rhode Island with 6.5%.
That doesn't surprise me. No.
Tied. But and this is not going to surprise you because it's tied with Maine and Massachusetts for number 10.
No,
Number
it's good.
9, Nevada, 6.6. Number 8, Colorado, which surprised by that, but not. Number 7, Washington. Number 6, New Hampshire. Number 5, Vermont. Number 4, Delaware. Number 3, Oregon. And number 2, Kentucky. Number 1. When I read this one loosely the other day, I wasn't surprised. Washington D.C. I figured top
Yeah,
5.
and a lot of the other states are surrounding Washington D.C., right?
Well, like the Vermont
Because
is
if
the
you
more
live
up there.
if you live because once you go, it's like once you go right outside of DC, you can go to like four different states or something like that.
But remember, this is the top 10 with the largest number of
Hmm.
LGBTQ plus adults by population size. But now,
Oh, by
here's the other
population.
one. Here are the top 10 states with the largest total number of LGBTQ plus adults in population. So number 10 is Washington. Number 9 is Georgia. Not surprised by Georgia being there. Atlanta, I'm looking at you.
Hmm.
Number 8 is Michigan. Number 7, Illinois. Number 6, Ohio. Number 5, Pennsylvania. Here's where New York comes in. Number 4, New York. Number 3, Florida. Number 2, Texas. What are they all in the closet? And number 1, California. Um,
Texas, because you know what? Because people have been moving from California to Texas, so Texas has become really gay.
and listen, you're right. And not only that, I remember
And
back.
doesn't what's her name? That drag queen. She doesn't she open have a bar down there?
Oh, Trixie Mattel? No, is it
Yep,
Palm Springs? No, is it Palm
yep.
Springs? She opened them. It's
No, she
Trixie,
has
but she
one.
opened them.
She has ones in Texas too. I think so.
Oh, I don't know. I know for sure she has one in she opened one in Palm Springs. Whether she expanded, I don't know. But you're right about a lot of people moving to Texas in the sense because I remember back in 2015, 16, there's someone I was dating down in Miami when I moved to Miami briefly. When he was talking about our possible future, suggested Texas as a place to move.
Mm.
And all the reasons and good things for moving to Texas. So I could see it, and I do know some people who are not, who moved from New York or elsewhere to Texas for whatever reason. So I see that. I see that. But I was surprised. Were you surprised by it? I was Rhode Island. I honestly I opened the whole article for the first time, and I'm surprised to see Rhode Island in the first.
I'm surprised about Ohio. I don't,
Yeah. Oh.
what's in Ohio?
Well, Ohio has a few, Cleveland, Ohio,
Oh,
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Cleveland. Oh, yeah,
So
yeah,
Ohio has a few big
yeah.
cities
Yeah.
too.
Cities. Them are like cities you have to live in because.
Yeah, but I was surprised. Definitely Rhode Island. Ted, I was also surprised by like today from the Delawares. In the first category, we talked about the Delawares and stuff,
I
but
feel like those are like. You
Vermont.
know what? I feel like those are like a lot of airplane hubs. So there's a lot of gay flight attendants that live around there.
Gotcha. Could be. Could be. But anyways, I have this game. Oh, really quick, because I know we were chit chatting. Finally, I don't know if you've seen. I know you definitely didn't go out there to see Taylor Swift's um movie concert film. I don't know if you decided or was gonna go see Beyonce's, but me and Melanie have been holding off to go see the Beyonce Renaissance thing. First of all, we went to Texas
Mhm.
to see her, but we want to see the film. But we were holding off because first of all, opening weekend, we did not want to go and experience what some people experience with the likes of Bobby Lights being all extra, singing
Oh,
loud.
the Taylor Swift type.
Yeah, but I know you have something to say about this whole Taylor Swift and Beyonce and the movies and stuff. Um, remember, I don't know if you wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, we can talk. What did I say? Well, I I think this is the thing. When if you're going to see a concert in a movie theater, expect people to not be quiet and not be sitting down. That's because I don't know that's how I am when I'm at home and I'm watching like a Rihanna concert at home because she puts some of her concerts up on streaming,
Yeah.
so I watch some of them and I be like dancing.
Well, this weekend I'm gonna go. We're gonna go finally see the Beyonce film because, like, big time. From one week to another, I don't know if you read this or heard about this, but like the ticket sales like drop big time. Like,
Why are
big.
they expensive? They
No,
should be
because
this.
no. In the sense of like the amount of people that went the first weekend to see her, that same
Oh.
number wasn't
Well,
the next.
yeah, because I can't see it going to see it like
Well, no,
more
but
than
in
once.
comparison to Taylor Swift, where she had an opening weekend of 90 million plus, and then she didn't drop. She didn't have a big drop surge like Beyonce did from one weekend to another. The next
Yeah,
weekend it went down, but not as big. She was
yeah.
still
Because
managed to stay number
you
one.
know what, Beyonce fans, they're grown. They're grown ass women and men. Taylor Swift fans, they are just crazy teenagers that will see them 50 million times and cry and I mean,
No, but she has
yeah,
some
what the
fans too
she has
that like are
crazy,
grown.
yeah, but not her friends are not crazy like Taylor Swift fans. Like if this little snippet got out there into the Taylor Swift fannies, they might come for me.
The Swifties.
They're crazy.
The Swifties. But
Yeah.
I don't know. We finally gonna go and see the Beyonce movie concert film. I call
Yeah.
it documentary. Like it's shit that
Is
could be a
it? Is it?
documentary
Is
and
it?
be
Yeah.
released regular, but
And
this
that
is
also might like be the problem. Is it a show? Is it the concert, or is it kind of like a documentary of the concert?
Exactly.
If it's a
Exactly.
documentary of the concert, then people are going to be less likely to want to rewatch it.
Because I've seen artists do this before when artists just instead of trying to make that extra money and do the whole what Taylor Swift and Beyonce are doing now, which I think what Taylor Swift and Beyonce have started with releasing their concert films into the movie theaters, it's gonna be a new trend that we're gonna start seeing more because think
Mm.
about it also. The art when you're doing that, releasing to movies, now that revenue, that money that's coming in, it's mostly going to the artists. You get what I'm saying? Versus
Hmm.
the tour. So I think it's tactful. I think it's smart, and I applaud that it took women to start doing this first. Although some will say, I know some will stop me and be like, "Well, Michael Jackson did this first. With This Is Us," but let's remember that happened after he died, and decided to do that. Correct? Like
Mm.
this, they released it in the movie theaters after his
Yeah.
death. It was something he was recording, a tour he was getting ready for, but unfortunately he passed and then they released it in the movie theater. So yes, Michael Jackson in an essence we've seen that done first, but it was post
Yeah.
death, not alive like we've seen Taylor Swift and Beyonce do. So kudos
Well,
to them.
yeah, they also did that horrible Whitney Houston hologram.
Oh but yeah, well it wasn't a movie, wait, it wasn't a movie theater release type of thing though, no, right?
um, they did it. Yeah, they did it at like not a movie theater, but
It was like a award show, it was an award show.
yeah, yeah, like yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but
No, they no, they did it around. It wasn't like just at a award show. They did it like at like where they have plays.
oh okay, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see the trend. We'll see what happened. We'll definitely. We will talk about it next week on the show. Me and Melanie, when what we think about the film and stuff. Was it mostly concert? Was it documentary style? I have a feeling it's more documentary style.
Yeah, it's
And then they
probably
like flash to a performance of this song, then goes
yeah,
back to like her talking or her kids running around. It goes back to a song. I could kind of already expected like
yeah.
what I'm going to, and honestly, I feel like that could have been saved just for like a straight to Netflix or DVD release, but we'll
Hmm.
see. Um, but anyways, I have a game for you because I want to put you to the test, Sean,
Okay.
and anyone watching or listening to play along with us. I have this game called Name That Logo. I want to see, Sean, how savvy and good you are with your brands slash logo. So on the screen, if y'all listening, obviously y'all can't see it. Maybe this will prompt you to come and watch the show on YouTube or Facebook. Um, but if you're streaming, I am going to be showing Sean some logos on the screen, and he is going to guess that logo. So, are you ready? Do you think you
Yeah.
are that savvy and you know your brands and your logos?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. So let's start off. Let's start off easy. Let's start off easy. Name that logo.
Oh, that's Spotify.
Yes, you got it. All right. Name that logo.
Red Bull. I'm
Yes.
I'm a Red Bull and vodka girl. I know it. Mhm. That's Mr. Beast.
Oh wow. Honest to God, I did not think you was gonna get that one. I did not when I
You
put
know what
that.
it
What go?
That's sad
Say it.
story. I thought he was cute, so I was like, "Oh, who's this?" And then I was like, "Oh, he's straight. He's really straight." And then I was like, "Well, I might as well just watch him." So I,
Mr. Beast, yeah, I did not think you would know that, but yeah, good job. Name that logo.
Pinterest,
Yes, okay. All right, you're killing
uh,
it. Name that logo.
uh, Apple,
Yes, good job. Name that logo.
Gatorade,
Yes. Next, name that logo.
The hell is that? It looks like two birds.
You got
I don't know.
eh,
I don't know. Yeah,
Burger King.
that's
Obviously, the
Burger King.
letter.
I was gonna
Yes,
say Burger King,
but the
but
lettering
I'm
couldn't
like,
obviously be there. But yes,
oh,
you got it right.
okay. I'm like,
Burger King.
I
Oh wow,
thought.
I didn't think that would. I thought that would stump you, but I didn't think that would stump you. I thought that Mr. Beast would stump you. But next one, name that logo.
Oh, oh, um, I didn't.
God,
Instagram.
I knew that one will maybe stop you because
Yeah.
I I figured either he's gonna know it because he's a gamer in a way or he's not. Roadblocks.
Oh no,
Yeah. Name
no.
that logo.
That's Reddit.
Yes, you got it.
Ugh, they have the best stories on them.
You got it. Name that logo.
Um, IKEA.
Yes, you got it. Name that logo.
Uh, Pepsi.
Yes, and last but not least, name that logo.
Xbox.
Yes, you got it. That was a good game. You did pretty good. You did pretty good. 10 out of 12. Not bad. Not bad. You know your brands. But
Yes.
listen, this was a fun show. We want to thank you guys so much for tuning
Mhm.
in. The Christmas season. Are you excited for the Christmas season right now going on? Like, are you
Uh,
like, I can't wait for it to be over?
yeah, I'm excited because this is like my niece is 4, so this is like she's really gonna really experience
Yeah.
Christmas. So
Uh,
I'm excited to have fun with her.
yeah. It gets better once they get older, the kids, and you get to
Yeah,
like
and
take what's going on.
her mother's working, so I get 7 days with her. So,
Aw.
yeah.
Well, listen, we are loving the holidays. Tune in next week, everyone. Melanie is back. We will talk what we think about this Beyonce concert slash film slash documentary, whatever it is. We appreciate you guys. You guys could follow us on Instagram. Make sure to follow us on Instagram where we
Mm.
report the latest stuff. You can stream us on your favorite streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. Watch us on YouTube, Facebook. Subscribe, like, follow. It means a lot. And make sure also, guys, right now during the holiday season, it makes a perfect gift. Get your 1111 spiritual boxes. They are only $20, $5 shipping and handling. It makes a perfect gift for yourself or for anyone else out there during the
I
holiday
did.
season.
I thought they were joints. I was like, I need a
Of course you
spiritual
would.
box.
It was a Palo Santo, so
I
that's
was like,
definitely
I need a
joint.
spiritual box. You put it.
So get to our spiritual boxes 1111. DM me on Instagram for your inquiries and more info. We appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. Love you, Sean. It's always good to have our OG up in the house.
Yes, yes.
See you guys next week.
Love you guys. Bitch, you left? I guess so.